Yo, what up? What up? Make sure these microphones work. What's happening? Going live on both TikTok and YouTube right now, currently. So I'm just trying to make sure everything works. What's happening? Let's see. New Mexico Barber, what's happening? Malcolm, what's happening? Will, what's happening? You guys know how this goes. I go live every Tuesday, um, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Devoted Brand said, got the hat yesterday. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for even dropping. Such a dope note to get. So I appreciate you for supporting for one, but then even asking me to sign it. So I appreciate it. Shout out to the Devoted Brand. Estevan hit me up too, man. So I'm hopefully I could reach out and connect with him before the year's over. Melody, what's happening? Kathleen, what's going on? G6 Customs checking in. What's up? Diz, what's up? On TikTok, we got a few people jumping on. Kenny, Miss T, there's a bunch of people jumping on. What's happening? Yeah, basically, I try to answer as many questions as possible about t-shirts, t-shirt printing, t-shirt business, stuff like that. So if you got questions, shoot them out. For the new people that are here, that's basically all I do on these live streams, is try to help people out as much as possible. Currently testing out this hoodie right here. It's like this weird, funny looking light blue. This is from Smart Blank. This is one of their faded colors, but it's like their fashion. I think the name is like fashion hoodie or something like that, but it's one of the blue colors that I'm testing out right now. Switching you over to printing your own stuff. Nah, man, I tried printing my own stuff. It ain't for me, but I'm gonna see what we could do. So I'm gonna try to connect with Estevan, hopefully um later this week, if not next week. Thanksgiving was good. What's the feel like? The feel is like it's already been pre-washed, but the cool part is like the inside isn't all fuzzy where it's going to leave your t-shirt with all the lint on it. So this hoodie so far is cool, man. Testing it out, seeing I do this with all my hoodies. Um, I'll get them in if I see a new color or something like that. The one thing I do like about Smart Blank hoodies is the elastics. The elastics are good, nice and tight. I hate when my hoodies start to fit me like a bell. Like I like the elastic to be cool, you know what I mean? Marcos Hustles, what's happening? Um, there's a few people jumping on here on TikTok. I'm trying to scroll up and see what's up, but Smart Blank Fire. Yeah, that's what this hoodie is. I'm testing it out. I seen it on their site. I said, oh man, I want to. Everything looks different on the site when you get it in person. So this color right here is just something I wanted to kind of give it a go, see if I like it, see if my customers like it. Not too bad, you know what I mean? I like the fit. Appreciate that. Dropping the hat on me, Mickey. Appreciate that. Um, if you guys didn't know, on YouTube, I live stream also on TikTok. So I got TikTok going and YouTube. TikTok people, if you didn't know, I live stream on YouTube at the same exact time. Um, but these Smart Blank hoodies, I think they were about, I think $13 or something like that wholesale. I might be wrong, but I think it was like $13 wholesale. They fit cool, feel good. You know what I mean? I don't mind them. Their crew necks are good as well, better than Cotton Heritage in my opinion. What I like about their crew necks, Smart Blanks crew necks, I don't have one to show here, is on the back, on the inside, they have that little cutout, not a cutout, but it's not fuzzy. There's like a half moon of not fuzzy, where it's just like the same material as it is on the outside, so you could press your own neck labels in. I like that. To me, their crew necks win in that space right there. I actually just dropped some like light green ones on my site, um, or not on my site, in store. Same thing, some South Bay stuff. I opened the store this past weekend, and a bunch of people were picking them up. So that light green one was a Smart Blank hoodie or a Smart Blank crew neck. Um, Schultz, what's happening? Devoted Brand said two timer. That's it, man. Cotton Heritage, I'm not too familiar with. I see them at the trade shows, but I've never been hands on or used them or You know what I mean? So I don't know too much about their blanks, but I know a lot of people do like them and use them because of the colors that they do offer. As far as the fit goes, I'm a big dude. I like wearing my hoodies a lot bigger and oversized, so I usually wear 2X. How long before you open Shopify? I've been on Shopify for years now. I think 15, 18 years, something like that. I've been on Shopify for a very long time. If you're asking about how long before you open your Shopify, I would say whenever you feel that you need um, to start growing your online business and your online store platform, Shopify is where it's at. Sky Sportswear, I've never even heard of Sky Sportswear. If they're not like in the Southern California area, chances are I haven't tried them out or used them. I try to just order blanks from local places to me so I could just drive and pick them up. Our customers love Cotton Heritage. Yeah, every time I see their booth at the trade shows, that thing's booming. Probably asked you this already. Good. Wait, I probably asked you this already. Good bench for my heat press. I use workbenches. The tables that you see in my shop, they're adjustable. So they go up higher, lower. I think they measure 6 foot by like 2 feet. That's what I keep my heat presses on. That's what I fold t-shirts on. That's where I do my embroidery on. Those workbenches are all throughout my shop. Those workbenches also cost like $250, $300, but it's because they're adjustable. They hold a heavy load, but they're adjustable. The reason I like them to be adjustable is because my heat press tables are a little lower than my um, t-shirt folding tables, because the handle goes up a little bit higher. I have a lot of people that work in my shop of all different sizes, so I have to make sure that the press is reachable for everybody. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, you could get them from Lowe's, Home Depot, Costco, Sam's Club. They all got them. Uh, those workbenches at Home Depot, yeah, Home Depot got them. I have a couple that are from Sam's Club. I have a couple that are from Lowe's in my shop right now. They're all like branded differently, but they do the same exact thing. Same exact thing. Um, Fat Heck, what's going down, bro? What brand sweatshirt? This is a Smart Blank hoodie that I'm testing out. I pressed on it, I've been washing it, I've been wearing it. It has this like faded look to it, I guess. So far it's cool. You might have seen videos last year of me testing out a similar color. I've tried AS colors, I've tried a different one from Smart Blank of this same color. Um, yeah, whenever I just see interesting colors, I'll buy them and I'll test them out before I offer it to my customers. If I like it, chances are they might like it. Let me see. Back again to get my Tuesday night fix. That's right. Let me see. Let's see. Learned a lot from your YouTube channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jmar Sports. Do you or have you worn any other designers' designs? I buy stuff from a bunch of people. Like when I see people that are grinding it out, I like it. I support what they're doing. I like the messaging. I like the mission statement. I rock with the person that's creating the stuff. I buy the stuff all day long, man. Like somebody that I've been rocking with out in Hawaii right now is So Loved Goods, SLG. They make dope stuff, positive messaging. They kill it at these vendors, um, night markets, excuse me, festivals. They're out vending all over the place, but I think they're super dope. Um, to me, I rock with them heavy, mainly because of the messaging. You know what I mean? Pushing positivity, stuff like that. I like it. Smart Blank. Yep, Smart Blank. I've been ordering shirts overseas, but I want to start in-house production. What are my options? That's not too expensive. That's all on you and your budget. I don't know what your budget is, so I don't know what you consider expensive. But you could always try Shockaware. You could try AS Color. You could try Smart Blanks. You could try. I mean, there's tons of places out there that you can start trying and testing out. If you're just going based on your budget, though, You have to figure out like what your customers like to wear. You can't just like say, all right, this t-shirt right here fits my budget. I'm going to put all my stuff on this. And if your customers don't like that t-shirt, then nobody's going to buy it. So whether it fits your budget or it doesn't, your customers aren't going to buy it because of what you're printing on. So you always got to make sure, what do they like? Look at their Instagram pages, look at what they're already currently wearing, and then you offer t-shirts of a similar style, like the way the shirt fits. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you could easily tell if somebody likes their shirts fitted. You know that it's going to be soft ring spun cotton, lightweight if it's a fitted t-shirt. If it's baggy, loose, oversized, chances are it's heavyweight. You can see by what they're already wearing. So then that's what I would offer my customers. I'd start there before looking at what your budget can afford you, because you don't want to sell some t-shirts or offer some t-shirts that nobody's going to want to buy. Right. So if you know your audience, then you just offer what your audience is already used to wearing. Then your budget really doesn't matter at that point, because your customers are going to buy into it anyways, if it's something that they're already used to wearing, if that makes any sense. How can I get my brand out there during the holidays? Pump it on social media. If you're not creating content on social media right now, your brand is not going to get out there, whether it's the holidays or it's just a regular day. You have to be on social media, engaging with your audience. You have to be posting heavily, heavily. Let me see. TikTok says encourage your viewers to share your live and invite more friends. There you go. If you wanted to do that, cool. Uh, let me see. You make your own transfers? Not anymore. I get all my transfers from Supercolor. All of my transfers come from Supercolor. Finally made it to live. Appreciate that. Suko 206. Bold for Christ, print for purpose. What's happening? What's up from HI? Shout out to Hawaii. Let me see. Do you get more business from online or word of mouth? I get business from both sides because I have a retail store. So I sell t-shirts in an actual store. But a lot of it is driven through social media. People discover you more on social media, but at the same exact time, locally in my community, it's all by word of mouth. Somebody sees somebody wearing like a hoodie like this, right? And like, yo, where'd you get that from? And then they'd be like, oh, I got it from this dude's store over here. It works that way. It also works by just social media. You know what I mean? Um, are the blue LA hats with the green under? No, that's just a regular Dodger hat. That's a regular Dodger hat. Love that sweater color. Is that AS color? Nah, this is Smart Blank. This is a Smart Blank hoodie. Has like a kind of a faded look to the blue. It's kind of like a powder blue or whatever you would call it. But this is made by Smart Blank. It's under their, like, if you went on Smart Blank's website, it's like their fashion hoodies, I guess you would call it. Do you remember where you got your custom stamp? It was from like a random site called like rubberstamps.com or .net or something like that. All I did was Google custom stamps, and I went with who could turn it around the quickest, what the price was like, and then size of stamp. But there's millions of sites out there. There's probably, I've had that stamp for like the last 11, 12 years. So I can't even tell you if that site's still around or not. But Google's your best friend. Like when you run your business, man, use Google for everything. You can find almost anything on Google. Just type in rubber stamp, custom rubber stamp, it'll pop up. Gonna be getting transfers from Brando Color soon. Nah, man. That, to me, printing transfers, not fun, man. That's like one thing that, like, printing transfers to sell is not fun. It takes away the fun part of the business for myself. The fun part of the business for myself is selling t-shirts, selling apparel, selling hoodies like this, creating designs to put on stuff like this to sell. That's what I like doing. Standing there watching a printer print, not fun whatsoever. Is it a good moneymaker? Yeah. But is it for me? Not at all. Most popping flea markets and night markets to get into LA area. That's kind of hard to say. There's a ton of them. If you follow me on Instagram, I post them on my stories all the time. The ones that I think are cool. If you wanted to be a vendor, I post a lot of vendor applications and vendor opportunities on my Instagram. But then I also post like if I see other night markets popping up, that I see that like I like the night markets that get good foot traffic. That's usually what I go based off of, which is a good one. Is if the foot traffic looks good, the crowd looks decent. Those are the ones that I'm into. But I post that kind of stuff on Instagram all the time. I got to get comfortable with posting every day. That's it. That's mainly how this shit works. Is once you get comfortable posting all the time, and you get comfortable recording yourself all the time. Like if I could take my phone off of this right now, I'd show you my camera roll's full of me in the shop just pressing shirts, packing up orders, stitching hats, folding t-shirts, doing designs, testing stuff out. It's just you get into this habit of you just throw your phone up all the time. And then I just got this little mount for my phone because my phone has the MagSafe thing on the back, where it's just a magnet. I throw that on top of the tripod and then I just slap my phone on there so there's no more messing around with like the little holder for the phone and all that. I just slap it up on the magnet, frame it up, and I start recording myself. Just working, doing stuff, and then I'll do voiceovers and stuff later on. Sometimes I don't even do voiceovers, I just put captions on the screen and just to get the content out there. A couple months ago, you mentioned you worked at Island Creations. Who did you say? No, I didn't. Not Island Creations, Sporting Ideas. The store that used to be on Redondo Beach Boulevard. Sporting Ideas used to sell Hawaiian Island Creations in there, but they also sold like the Gardena Locals Only shirts. They sold skateboards, snowboards, surfboards, clothing. They imported a lot of stuff from Hawaii, but the people that used to own it was Helen. We used to call her Miss H, Helen Hayashi, and her son Mike Hayashi. But that was like my first job when I was like 12 years old, was working in that skate shop. I used to fold t-shirts. That's how I learned how to fold t-shirts, really. And then I learned merchandising and stuff like that through them. Shout out to Raw Tunes. Hell yeah, big shout out to Raw Tunes, man. The homie. He was just at the store this Saturday. We opened the store on Saturday. Raw Tunes always pulls up, hangs out, chops it up. Dope ass dude, dope ass artist, I should say. I stalked your videos and bought my Racoma. Hell yeah, that's what I'm that's a crazy way to say it, but yeah, that's dope, man. Locally, word of mouth helps me with school orders. I got school through TikTok. Yeah, that's dope, man. It's dope. How to price customers. Wait, how to price for customer provided hoodies. I have 20 customers, gave me 12 hoodies and need more. I don't I don't let any customers provide the blanks to me in case I mess them up. Mistakes happen all the time, right? So whenever I'm doing stuff for customers and they say, "Hey, I got some hoodies, can you print on them?" I'm like, "I only work with these hoodies right here." It makes or breaks the client relationship, really, because they're like, "All right, I want it on these specific ones." I'll try to find something similar to the ones they're using, but like let's say they had like 12 vintage hoodies that are from like the 80s that they wanted printed on, right? And let's say you messed up on two of them. How do you replace those two? You really can't. So the way I like to do it is if I'm like doing somebody's order, I'll be like, nah, these are the hoodies that I use. So then that way, if I mess up on some, I could replenish whatever I mess up on and they never have to know that I messed up on them. So that's the biggest reason why I don't let the client supply their own blanks. Sometimes they want like Carhartt shirts, or sometimes they bring in like, their own t-shirts that they found or whatever it is. And it's dope and I'm confident in my work, but shit happens, man. Like, mistakes happen all the time. So I would hate to like ruin one of those and then not be able to replace it for the customer. So when it comes to like the customer supplying stuff, I never go for that. Let me see. I just received my heat press and ordered some shirts. Hell yeah, there you go. Chato, get that money. Let me see. Let me see. I didn't think about this. Good to know. Yeah, that's one thing. That's a mistake I learned early on, man. Was you could be confident in your printing, but you never know. You might mess up, might press something crooked. Something might happen where you can't replace whatever they got. And if it's like a blank that you have access to, then just tell them, hey man, I can buy those blanks. Don't even worry about it. And then you get it for them. But a lot of times what I do is I try to find something similar to what they have already. Be like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do here. And like let's say they're like, hey, I want a blue hoodie like this. And let's say you can't find the exact color. Chances are like AS Color, um, who was talking about Cotton Heritage or something, they might have something similar to this. And then just be like, yo, I could get these. This is what I'm doing. Let me see. I like that color. I offer Pebble Blue, garment dyed, looks similar, lane 7. There you go. This one's made by Smart Blank. I like the color too. I thought it was pretty interesting. So far, I'm getting pretty good feedback on it, wearing it around. So I might end up offering this in store. But yeah, that's how most of my stuff, like if you notice, like I launched the gray hoodie that I've been wearing forever on Saturday. I've been wearing that throughout the whole year, just testing it out, seeing if people really liked it, started asking about it. And then I ended up launching it on Saturday, and then it did good. People came in, bought the hoodie, and that's what it was made for. But to me, this is like the testing process. I'll buy one of these, press on it, wear it around, wash it, do everything that I need to. And it's just me testing the stuff out to see if it's actually going to be any good. And then from there, I might, buy more and then release them in store or do whatever. But this is the testing process for myself. Uh, they used to sell some VWTs. Don't know if you remember 'em. I don't remember too much of the VWT shirts. I know they used to sell everything from like the old Big Johnson shirts. I remember folding up some of those. Um, when I started working there was the Gardena Locals Only shirts were very, very popular at that time. Um, but yeah, they had a big contract with Hawaiian Island Creations, but I don't remember the VW shirts. The easy job is usually the hardest, that's for sure. Where's your go-to breakfast burrito in the South Bay? How does AS Color hats compare to Otto? Um, these are really good questions. So, breakfast burrito in the South Bay, I like Yellow Basket's breakfast burrito, chorizo burrito. I add beans to that thing. That's usually my go-to. I also rock with Amigos Tacos by Maricosta. Um, that one's just convenient for myself. So I go over there. I get the super one. Um, who else got a good one? Like Fanny's is cool. Like all the popular ones are kind of cool, but in the South Bay, I got to go with Yellow Basket. As far as how does the AS Color hats compare to the Otto? If you're talking about the frame hats, the AS Color hat all day long over the Otto hat. Um, the fit is way better with the AS Color hat over the Otto, and the inventory is better than Otto, meaning they're always in stock at AS Color, Otto not. I don't know too much about like these numbers that you just threw out 31069. I don't know what hat that is off the top of my head. But if it is the frame hats, like the A frame hats, I would go AS Color all day. I think price wise, it's kind of the same now. That might be, yeah, I think the price it might be the same for both of those. Let me see. Does it get cold in California? Yeah, right now it's cold to me, like 60s. That's cold. That's hoodie weather for myself here in Los Angeles. In your opinion, what's the for a custom T-shirt with packaging, shipping, etc.? There's no golden price point when it comes to pricing your stuff. If you're doing custom T-shirts, this is how you should price it. What does the blank T-shirt cost you? What does the print method cost you? Whether you're doing vinyl, DTF, screen print, DTG, sublimation, whatever the print method is, what does that cost you? What does the blank T-shirt cost you? What does your labor cost you? That's how you price all of your jobs. There's no menu of this is what you should price for this many shirts or this shirt or blah blah blah. If somebody's telling you that this is what you should charge for this T-shirt, that person does not value your time at all because they do not know you. The way I do things is I figure out what my time is worth. What do I value my hourly rate at? Easiest way to do this, if you're having a hard time figuring out what your labor is worth to you, what do you get paid hourly currently for your day job? Start there. Because if let's say you get paid $20 an hour, and your day job says, all right, your time to me is worth $20 an hour. During your interview process, that person said, if you want to work here, we'll pay you $20 an hour. You said, I agree with that. I believe this job is worth me getting paid $20 an hour. Now, right now, you might be thinking I'm worth more than that. They should be paying me 25, 30, whatever it is. But you agreed to $20 an hour. That's where you should start basing your hourly rate off of. Because if you weren't printing t-shirts, what would you be doing to get money? If that's your day job, then that's what your day job is paying you, $20 an hour. You shouldn't take anything less than that. You know what I mean? So when it comes to you figuring out pricing for custom t-shirts and all that, what's the best price or whatever it is, there is no best price. The customer pays for the blank t-shirt, what it cost you to get that blank t-shirt. And then you have to understand that all of like the material cost is going to be the same for all of us. What our transfers cost us, what the blank t-shirt cost us. The only difference is what our labor is worth. We all of us value our time differently. Yeah, we all want to make $10,000 an hour, but if you're being realistic with yourself, you should have a dollar amount associated to what your hourly rate is. And that hourly rate should be charged to the customer. That right there will be 100% your pricing and your pricing only. If you're going based off of like some dude on YouTube telling you this is what you should be charging for this t-shirt, that person don't care about your time. They don't care about your labor because they don't know you. Don't let somebody tell you this is what you should charge, because only you know what you're sacrificing. Only you know what your time is worth to you. That's what you have to go based off of. So figure out your hourly rate. How long does it take you to make a shirt? How long does it make you how long does it take you to design the product, print the product, all that stuff? You factor all that in. That's your labor. Then you go bang. This is how much it's going to cost. Whether they go for it or they don't, you cannot fold. You can't say like, hey, that t-shirt's going to cost you $40. They're gonna be like, nah, that's too expensive. Then let that customer go, because obviously they don't value your time. Like if somebody says you should be charging $20 for that t-shirt, but if that t-shirt takes you, let's say, 5 hours to do, and you might be thinking 5 hours is crazy to do a t-shirt, but design time, going back and forth with the customer, all that time adds up. So if they're like, all right, $20 and it takes you 5 hours to do, you just got paid $4 an hour. Is that fucking worth it? I think not. So for myself, I never tell anybody this is what you should charge for your stuff, because your time and your labor is worth something to you. You're sacrificing time with your family and kids to be making these t-shirts. What's that worth to you? You know what I mean? Don't let somebody on YouTube or on the internet tell you what you should be charging. Hell no. Figure that part out for yourself, and then you'll be golden after that point. Sometimes I price by the hour. That's how it is, man. Clash, what's happening, man? Never scared lifestyle. What's happening? What blank hoodie are you wearing? This is I'm testing out the Smart Blank fashion hoodie. This is made by Smart Blank. It's under their fashion category. They got like a bunch of different categories for their hoodies, but I think on the site it just says fashion. This is the blue. I don't remember the name of it, but they only have like a little color swatch on there. And I was curious to see what it looks like. So I ordered one so I could test it out. So currently in the testing phase, but this is made by Smart Blank. Let me see. Did you stop working a 9 to 5? Hell no. I still have a 9 to 5. I have a print shop. I have a retail store. I do the social media stuff, and I still have a 9 to 5. For myself, my goal is never to quit my 9 to 5. Can I? Yeah. Do I want to? No, that's not my goal. That might be somebody else's goal, but that's not mine. That's why it's hard to try to mimic what somebody else is doing, because if somebody's priorities are different or somebody's situation is different, then it doesn't make sense to be like, all right, I'm going to do what he's doing. If your goal is to quit the 9 to 5, then you got to grind this thing out. Is it possible? Hell yeah, it is. It's very much possible. Not not everybody's wants to I don't know even know how to say it. we all don't share the same goals. Yeah, we all want to be successful. Yeah, we all want to be millionaires and stuff like that. Yeah, I get that. But when it comes to like just what you do, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, that part, we're all different, man. We are all different. So for me, quitting my 9 to 5, that was never in the cards. That was never part of my plan. Um, so that's why I'm never like, I'm the ultimate entrepreneur or anything like that. Hell no, man. I don't even call myself an entrepreneur. That's like, I'm a business owner and that's it. That there's no like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a boss, or you'll never hear me say any of that. You'll never see me put, I'm the CEO of this and blah, blah, blah in my bio. Never, ever will you ever see anything crazy like that because that's not me, man. For me, it's just, I'm a business owner. I like making money. I sell t shirts. Bottom line, you know what I mean? Smart Blink's top tier. Hell yeah, man. This hoodie to me is dope, man. Definitely authentic. Finally live. I go live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. B, what up, bro? That's why I've been following you for a long time. Appreciate that. Lynn, Ace, how do you balance running your business and your 9 to 5? They don't interfere with each other. Never. The way I schedule my time is I always did this from the very beginning is I've always allotted myself 2 hours a day to work on the business. It sounds crazy, right? But there has to be a time where you just shut everything down and you're like, all right, for these 2 hours, I'm just going to do this. So what I started doing was I like do an hour in the morning. I'll do an hour at night. I'll do 2 hours after the kids go to bed. I'll do 2 hours early in the morning. It's once you put yourself on that schedule, yeah, you could do like more. You could do 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever you want. You know what I mean? But I make sure every single day, 2 hours out of the day is dedicated to the business. I put myself on that schedule and sometimes it goes over, but I never go under that. I'm always going to try to evolve the business. But for me, it's when you try to like do too much at once, it doesn't work out. When you put yourself on a schedule and keep yourself to that schedule, like your 9 to 5, that's your schedule. You're working 9 to 5. Do the same for your business. 2 hours a day. If you could do more, do more. But minimum 2 hours a day, you'll be good. It doesn't take much. You know what I mean? Hello, bro. How are you? Crazy cousin from Florida. What's happening? Been following you since the pandemic, bro. You always keep it real, big dog. Appreciate that. Yeah, yo. Let me see what YouTube talking about. It's Cali cold still, hoodie weather. Hell yeah, man. 60 degrees, hoodie weather for sure. During this week at work. 30s and 40s. Nah. 30s and 40s. No bueno for me, man. Inglewood in the building, still learning from Brando. Hell yeah. Let me see. I can't even pronounce your name. I'm guessing it's DKA Kyle, though. What's happening? I'm from Cleveland. It's cold and snowing. Snow? Can't do the snow either, man. Moved to Texas. Miss SoCal. Mexican food so much. Mexican food is trash here. Hey, Miller, man. I hear you, man. Can't beat the food or the weather out here. Let me see. I was in Dallas for a conference, and Tex-Mex isn't the same as Mexican food in SoCal. I hear you. I hear that a lot, actually. So I'm pretty fortunate to still be here, and I agree, man. Mexican food here in California is different, man. You do all this and have a 9 to 5, yeah, man. Still got my 9 to 5, man. Big facts. Let me see. Haven't been here in a while, but just got some DTF transfers from Supercolor. Trying to get back into getting my brand up. Rewatch so many of your videos for re-inspiration. Sandrew, appreciate that. That's dope. Welcome back for one, but two, take it easy. You know what I mean? A lot of us we get ahead of ourselves and we start like jumping in and trying to do a little bit too much. You don't got to do all that, man. Take it slow, take it easy. You know what I mean? Just get your feet wet, get this shit rolling, then you'll get to the money. You know what I mean? I would like to bring back those VW shirts to sell. Man, might as well start putting them out, especially if you haven't seen them in a long ass time. Let me see. Rain in Jersey as usual. Oh man, get the truth. I remember someone took your info and made a book. Yeah, man, that's old school. So if you've been watching for that long, That was before I launched any ebooks. That's before I even knew what the hell, like what an ebook was, man. So I appreciate that. One, for even rocking with me that long, but two, for the continued support, man. I think it's dope. Can you recommend how to get the best price for AS Color? You got to order through AS Color to, get into different tiers and shit like that. That's how it works. Is you have to like the more you order, the cheaper it gets, basically. But it all starts with just opening the account and starting to order. 68 degrees here in Florida, and the shit is chilly. Yeah, man, Florida weather is different, man. Florida humidity is different. I go to Hawaii a lot. My family's out there. I got business out there. Hawaii is the humidity is crazy. The weather is dope. Florida humidity, man, I walk right outside the hotel. I'm fresh out the shower. Walk out the hotel. I'm already sweating. It's crazy. That's one. That's like I can't get used to that weather. Every time I'm out in Florida, man. Which embroidery program do you use? I use a Racoma MT1501 machine, and the digitizing software I got is the Chroma. Is I think that's what it's called. Just delivered my first job yesterday. $700 order, felt great giving the customer the product they chose me to do. Make that money. Diversified threads. That's exactly how the shit works. Now keep that momentum, man. More clients, more jobs, more contracts, more work. Keep that shit rolling, because that's the basically that's what you're chasing. You know what I mean? You're chasing that feeling of delivering the job, the customer happy with the job, easy call. Keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling. Can you recommend how to get? Oh, I think I already read that one. More podcasts coming soon. Way different podcast setup coming soon, I should say. I tested some stuff out with some of the homies this year. Um, so there's so much more. What I set out to do, I'll say that when it came to the podcast, was I just wanted to tell people stories, or I wanted people to share their stories, which is cool. But there always has to be some sort of substance to it in order to keep people engaged and keep people watching. You know what I mean? And one of the big things that I did was when I was interviewing people is I interviewed a lot of people that don't have big social media followings, because a lot of times what you see is people interview people that have huge followings already, and you basically hear their stories millions and millions of times. So what I did was I focus on people that aren't even on social media really, or have social media but they're not active on it, that just have dope stories and are dope business owners. And I finally figured out, after trying this out for years now, um, on how to roll it out and how to make it impactful. And actually, it doesn't have to just be an hour long conversation and just so standard cookie cutter podcast stuff. And that's what I kind of fell into, was I need to have this type of equipment. I need to have this type of conversation. I need to make sure I get these types of talking points to get clips out of it so I could put it on short form. I got caught up into the washer machine of what podcasting is, and I didn't like it. I wasn't happy with it, so that's why I never really put a lot of stuff out. And then the conversations that were had were they were cool, but it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't impactful. It wasn't Hearing people's stories is cool, but at the same exact time, I want there to be some sort of substance behind it and not just another podcast. And I'm not saying I'm trying to be a big podcaster, but I'm more focused on sharing the people's story and letting the people tell their story on my platform. That's what I'm trying to go for. But I think I got it figured out now, finally. So hopefully we could like bank some episodes up, start rolling them out and just testing it out, see if it works. You know what I mean? But that's the plan for the podcast and stuff like that. One, I love the conversation, and that part is dope for me personally. But as a viewer, I want people to get something from what they're actually listening to or watching, because that's how my YouTube channel is. Right? Is every video I put out, I make sure there's information and it's impactful, and it's just meat and potatoes only. The podcast shouldn't be any different than that, and that's what the podcast started to be, was a little bit different. So that's why I'm changing it up. What brand hoodie is that? This is Smart Blink. Sorry, Smart Blink. This is their, I think it's called Fashion Hoodie. I don't know the name of the color, but it's the only blue one that they have to offer. Big homie on the top. BMX isn't 20. Oh shit. Fucking Edub. East to West Designs. That's right. I've been seeing you like knock out stickers and banners and stuff in your garage. I think that's dope, man. Keep killing that shit. But man, I was on my bike last night, man, all around East LA, all around downtown LA. Went down towards USC, looped back around. Shout out to Audiograph Beer Company, the brewery Audiograph. That's right down the street from Staples Center or crypto.com. Dope ass brewery, but they make me and my crew our own beer. So we just dropped our second beer called the Double LA Riders, which is a double hazy. We picked those beers up yesterday, drank them. So dope. I'll post the cans and stuff like that. Maybe later this week. But yeah, we was on them bikes last night, man, every Monday night. How do you like TikTok versus YouTube? I think TikTok's pretty cool. I just haven't figured it out really. YouTube is dope because that's just tried and true. But TikTok, I've only been going live on TikTok for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's dope to see. Thank you for all the inspiration and info. Your YouTube videos have helped me. Thank you for being you. Blessed, truly crafts. Thank you for the kind words. So I appreciate that. Let me see. Yeah, bro, bought myself a Roland. Hell yeah, get that money, man. It's a big boy machine, big boy printers. Let me see. Yep, got a meeting with another client on Thursday. That's it, man. Keep that ball rolling. Do you think that it's too late to post Christmas t-shirts? Hell no. You can post Christmas t-shirts all the way up until Christmas, I think. Just start doing it and start posting and then start creating the content around it to start generating some people to come check them out. Clean cut Kev, what's happening to the creatives? What's happening? I'm on the wrong coast, man. West Coast to me is, I can't beat it, but I'm born and raised here, so I'm super biased when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Now I don't need a big Brando sticker for my toolbox anymore. I can make my own. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Hopefully you got that printer on a good deal too. But dope to see that you putting that baby to work, man. Shout out to the sticker printers, banner printers, to the large format printer guys out there, man. I think that's such a dope business to be in. Especially like for somebody like me, like I'm out. You guys see me put up stickers all the time. That's just a habit of mine. I like doing it. I keep stickers in my car, my wife's car. My daughter puts up stickers. Like my kids put up stickers. Like it's just fun to me. I like doing it. You know what I mean? Not everybody's into that kind of thing. So I appreciate the sticker printers out there because like when I'm ordering 5,000, 10,000 stickers, I know somebody's there popping them things out of the sheet for me. I appreciate it for real. Inspired me years ago from YouTube, how to press a name tag. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 5150. Uh Kind of dope because anytime I see people that's been watching me for like a long time that references old videos and stuff like that, that to me just shows like somebody's took the information, ran with it, applied it to their business, and started killing shit. So I think that's dope as hell, man. So I appreciate that. Will Friday be a good day for the meet and greet in Long Beach Expo? I think Friday will be cool. Is the show Thursday, Friday, Saturday this year, or is it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? I know they switched it up last year, so I'm not 100% sure what days this show. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about the Impressions Expo going down in Long Beach in January, Long Beach, California, at the convention center. Impressions Expo has the biggest trade show for garment creators, decorators. I mean, um, known to man. I mean, I haven't been to Printers United, so I don't know how big that one is, but this Long Beach show, Impressions, that thing is huge. Um, so if you wanted to come out, hang out, check out some stuff, you could check out Blank companies. You could probably see these Smart Blank hoodies there. Um, all the transfer companies are there. All the Blank apparel people are there. Manufacturers are there. That's where I found the people to make my mesh shorts. I found people to make my jerseys. I found people to make my Letterman jackets and my baseball jackets. I found all of them there. I found patch makers there. Everybody's under one roof. That's where I did all my research for my embroidery machines. Um, it's dope to walk around and just get samples of transfers. So then that way you could like take them home and do all that stuff. That to me is probably the best place to do that type of research if you really wanted to get into this space. It's called Impressions Expo. Get off this live right now, Google it, Impressions Expo, Long Beach, sign up. That's where it's going down. It happens every January. I think it's like the third weekend of January, maybe the fourth weekend, but that's where it's at. It's called Impressions Expo. It's a trade show for garment decorators. Blanks, transfers, printers, DTF, DTG, sticker printers, sublimation printers, everything you could think of. Embroidery stuff, embroidery hoops, even digitizing softwares out there. Screen printers are out there. All American is out there, and they got like one of the biggest booths right in the front. But all the blank companies are out there. AS Colors, Shockaware, Gildan, Comfort Colors. Um, what else are some of the other ones? Bayside, Lane 7. Somebody mentioned them earlier. Um, Bella Canvas has a huge booth, and they got DJs out there. They got to do there. It's a crazy, crazy thing. Imagine Complex Con for garment decorators. That's basically what it is. So, if you guys wanted to get into that, check out Impressions Expo going down next year, 2026, in Long Beach, California. It happens in January. Sign up. Maybe some of your favorite like transfer companies and blank companies that you follow, they might post like free promo codes to register for free, and then you got it. You know what I mean? So I'll be out there. We're gonna do a meet and greet out there, a free one. If you wanted to hang out, we did it this past year. We're gonna do it again. We'll figure all that out, but it sounds like Friday we might be doing it. So if you can make it out on Friday, make it out on Friday. You know what I mean? Stalls are huge there. Yeah, Stalls has a huge booth build out. Transfer Express has a huge booth build out. 613 Originals had a big one, but they didn't have a lot in their booth this past year. But it was pretty big. Let me see. What kind of design trends you think will be popping in 2026? Simple and clean, man. That's probably what I'm going to go with is simple and clean designs. Stuff like this is, I always rock with this. I try to stay away from like big designs. But something I do hope does come back is like um, clean colorways that work well together. I know once DTF boomed, people were just throwing any color on t-shirts and it didn't even matter if it looked good or if it worked. So I hope, we get like contrasting colors that work well together again. When people are doing tonal colors, I thought that was dope. So I hope stuff like that comes back. But I'm not a trendsetter. I'm not a tastemaker or anything like that. I don't really follow trends. I just like what I like. So I'm hoping that becomes a thing. Like the young kids always make fun of me because I like matching a lot of the stuff that I do. Like this is my this shirt is a shop shirt, right? That I made for the store. Colors are weird, right? Orange, gray. There's like this teal color in the roof. If you've been to my store, you know the roof of my store is this teal color. The building's gray. We have that orange open sign, but that's the colors I chose to use on this t-shirt, right? The store's called Kainoa Creations. This is a play on like a restaurant style shirt, but instead of a restaurant, we're talking about selling t-shirts. So this is my retail store. This shirt matches these shoes, right? Orange, gray, teal color, orange, gray, teal color. That's an old school thing, I guess, because the young kids don't understand like matching your clothes is cool. Like the era that I come from, like matching was you look dumb and you was getting clowned on if you walked out the house and your stuff didn't match. You know what I mean? So for myself, I always make stuff like this. Like this stuff means something to me. Chances are not everybody's going to be walking around with these Yeezy Wave Runners, right? But it matches. And for me, I'm the one wearing it. So I'm going to make the stuff that matches that works for myself. So I hope that comes back. I hope people start to match their clothes and their shoes and their hats and stuff again. that to me is that's what I grew up on. That's how I came up. That's how I dress. Like I said, I'm not a tastemaker or a trendsetter. I don't know if that is going to come back. I'm always going to match, but I feel like I hate looking at people walking around not matching. And maybe that's just people just want to look like it's no effort to put clothes on, I guess. I don't know. But when I step out, I want to be clean pressed, look cool. I want my stuff to match. But that's me personally. I know everybody ain't like that. I know for a fact the young kids ain't like that. But I hope that trend comes back. If we're talking, what are we looking for in 2026? I hope people start matching their clothes again. That's probably a hot take or something, but I hope that's how it goes down, man. Thank you for the info as always. Have a great night. Unfortunately, I have to dip out. Appreciate you, devoted brand. Let me see. 718, what's happening? Dropping to say hello. Don't always catch the live. I'm on the East Coast. This is a great channel with all the knowledge. I'm working a 30-day Christmas market in Philly. Get that money, DJ Par. That's what I'm talking about. 50% discount code for ticks to impressions. I am display 50. There you go. Hard work always wins. You can never outwork hard work. What's up, everybody? Did you making it back out to Long Beach? Ride Beats. I'll be out there on Friday. I'll be out there, Coach Matt. I'll be out there at Impressions. That's how you do it. The new generation, anything goes sometimes. Yeah, it's crazy. Michael Ballesteros says that hoodie looks clean, really nice quality. I know AS Color, just saying. No, this is not AS Color, man. This is Smart Blank. This is a Smart Blank hoodie. If you go on Smart Blank's website, they're located in Santa Ana, Anaheim, somewhere around there, Orange County, somewhere, right off the 91. But Smart Blank, this is their fashion hoodie. If you wanted to check it out, just testing it out, seeing if it works. You know what I mean? Excited. Thought you didn't like Smart Blanks. Yeah, like if I see stuff like because on the site there's like a little color swatch, like a little dot, and it says what the color is. I was interested in the color, so I had to order it to test it out for myself. So that's what it is. It's like this weird faded powder blue. Feels cool. The one thing I do like a lot is it's not like it feels like it's been washed already. That's what it feels like. But the fuzzy stuff doesn't leave the fuzzy like lint on your t-shirt underneath. I like that part about this hoodie a lot. What kind of t-shirts do you use? I use AS Color block t-shirts mainly. The t-shirt that I like to wear, but it's pretty pricey, is called the AS Color Classic. One of my favorite t-shirts, high quality premium t-shirts to wear. But it is pricey. But the all-around cool one is the AS Color block. Good fit. If you're familiar with the All Style 1701, that's what that shirt is very comparable to, just with a softer, better cotton and a better collar than the 1701. Master Screen Prints, what's happening? What blend t-shirt do you normally get? 100% cotton. I rarely do blends. I rarely do 50/50s. I only do 100% cotton. Matching clothes matters. I appreciate that, man. I believe it does. You know what I mean? Telling my son the same shit. Yeah, man. My son right now is into like wearing cool shit, but he is very aware of, oh shit, this t-shirt that I'm wearing doesn't match my shoes. So let me swap out the shoes to make it match. He's getting it. He's 11, about to be 12, but fully aware of how that works. And I think that's like I don't know, man. I just grew up that way. That was it. Like if you matched, like I wear Pendletons all the time, and I wear crazy color Pendletons, but I'm always gonna match the Pendleton with my shoes, or I'm gonna make sure it looks nice with the jeans I got on. You know, I'm not just gonna throw on clothes just to throw on clothes. That's not me. But you know, these new young kids out here, who knows, man? And I probably sound like an old man saying that kind of shit, but that's what it is. Mr. Smooth, what's happening, man? Let me see. Looks gray to me, but I'm old and I wear glasses. Yeah, it's like a faded blue. That's what it is. Do you do coaching? I do one-on-one calls. I don't do too much coaching, but you have to follow me on Instagram to understand when those one-on-one calls open up. When I have time, I post it on the story. Once the slots are all filled, I take it off my story. So it's first come, first serve. Bayou City, what's happening? Following you for a minute. Your content helps a lot. I started with just a cricket. Hell yeah. Bayou City pressing. That's what I'm talking about. Get that money, man. Appreciate the continued support too. Thank you for rocking with me. Tips on creating my own brand. Best tip I could give you is know your target audience. Figure out who you want to sell to. Excuse me. Figure out who your customer base is going to be, and then create stuff for that audience. I know in the back of your head, you're like, I want to sell to everybody in the world. I don't want to put myself in a box. I don't want to limit myself. But think of it this way: you can't take over the world if you can't take over your own city first, right? So you're going to have to really dial in who you want to sell to and then expand from there. And when you expand, you'll start to understand the expansion because you'll understand how to grow once you get the ball rolling. But the very first part is getting the ball rolling. So know who you want to sell to. The reason you want to know who you're going to sell to is because you want to know the customer so you could create for that customer. You want to create specifically for your target audience to help the sell. And the reason I say do it this way is because you want to get the reps in on how to sell, how to target your marketing. Like, I mean, you want to be able to, when you know how to market to a certain audience, you can market to everybody. But if you never marketed anything to anybody, you're going to have a very hard time trying to market to the world. So you want to market to a very specific audience. So once you know who you want to sell to, create things for that audience, and then start just shoving that stuff down their throat. You want to be able to put those products into their faces as much as possible. The reason it's going to work for you is because now that you know your audience and you're making stuff relatable to them, you're making stuff that they're already going to be interested in. Instead of trying to make something and get people to be interested in it, you're making something that they're already going to be interested in because you know your audience. That's the best advice I could give you when it comes to wanting to create your own brand and start your own brand. Most people do this. They sit back, they think of the logo, they think of the brand name, and then they just try to make stuff right then and there. So when they start making stuff, they don't know who they're going to sell it to yet. They're just making things that they think look cool. But if you're not a trendsetter or a tastemaker, I'm not. Just because I like something doesn't mean the next person's going to like it. So you do that, you put it out to market, and then you find out you don't even know who to sell it to. And nobody's even taking any, they don't relate to it. They don't know what they're looking at. They're not checking for it. It's never going to work out. So do it the opposite way. Look for the customer first, make stuff for the customer, and then you start growing from there. But know your audience. You have to know your, like, knowing your customer is the biggest part of this. Like, if you looked at any of my videos on my YouTube channel, you'll see tons of videos talking about that. How to know your audience. That's the biggest part of it. LGB, LBGT community could be a good start. That's up to you. I don't know who you're trying to sell to. You know what I mean? So for myself, I don't know who would be a good audience for you, but knowing who your audience is and making stuff for them, easy call. Easy call. Let me see. With you on more matching, but they'd rather bring Jinko jeans and affliction shirts back. That's crazy. I just seen an ad for Jinko jeans too. Let me see. I DJ'd and vended for 5 hours a few weeks ago. Do not recommend. Super hard to do both, but vending is kind of a virus. It's in my blood now. Thanks to you, I think. Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. One, trying to DJ and vend at the same time seems pretty hard because you got to keep the party going here and you're trying to grab t-shirt sizes on this side. You might have to bring somebody with you to help with that. But vending to me is, it is like a drug, man. It's fun. You get a chance to talk to the customers, you get a chance to brag about your business, and you get a chance to like see people be interested in your products. That to me is such a dope way of doing it. Where's your store in the South Bay? My store is in Torrance, California, off of Western and Delamo. Um, that's a South Bay way of dressing. Keep it old school, clean and simple. 100%, man. 100%. Big Brando, are you planning something for the World Cup 2026? Also, are you licensed to sell to the city? I'm not licensed to sell to the city. I'm not planning anything big for the World Cup, but my homie, my personal homie that is part of my crew, the LA Riders. Shout out to the homie DJ Flick. DJ Flick is the one who made the anthem for Los Angeles for the World Cup. So shout out to him, man. So I'm rocking with him. I'm backing everything he's doing. He also made the anthems for like the LA Kings. He made the anthems for LAFC soccer team. Dude kills it. So shout out to DJ Flick, man, the homie. Do you halftone a lot? I do halftones every now and then. I don't do it on every design. Here's the one that I did halftone, like just in the roof, some of this stuff up in here, some of the shadowing under here. That's it. I don't do like anything crazy. A lot of my designs aren't heavy on the images. Vending isn't hard when you are steadily grabbing money. That's for sure, man. That's the payoff. Thanks for all the gems. I see a lot of videos printing postal service labels for shipping. Is there a FedEx shipping option in Shopify? Yeah, there is. DHL, UPS, FedEx, and the post office are all in the drop down for carriers for shipping. It's just who's like the cheapest or who's more convenient for you. That's where you got to do it. Let me see. All right. Thanks for all the gems. Not a problem. TikTok just made me do a little puzzle to keep the live going. So I'm guessing at the hour mark is when TikTok says like, "Hey, you still going live?" Then you got to do this little puzzle where you drag this like little puzzle piece over and line it up. It's like a little gingerbread man or something like that. Let me see. Where's the store in the South Bay? Yeah, it's located in Torrance off of Western and Delamo. If you know where Monkish Brewery is, I'm like right down from them. It's like Monkish is 7-Eleven and a car wash, and I'm right next to that. It's off of Western. I'm on Western. My store faces Western also. Matter of fact, here's the address right here on the bottom of my T-shirt. It's probably backwards, but yeah, that's what it is. And as you could see, serve fresh on the weekends only. I'm only open on the weekends. Certain weekends, I should say. Let me see. Anybody else got any questions, man? Shoot them out. Try to keep this thing rolling. I'll probably do like another cool 30 minutes or so if we got people asking questions. If not, I'm gonna jump off. Trackside, what's happening? Hopefully both these microphones is picking each other up too, man. Let me see. I'm trying to scroll back up here on YouTube, catch some of these questions that I missed. It's the two-tone baseball hat. Oh yeah, Jason's Pizza. I think you're talking about the AS Color hat versus the Auto Cap, the two-tone one. I go AS Color frame hat all day long. Thanksgiving was cool, man. Hung out with the family, ate, drank, had a blast. You know what I mean? Mics are working. Appreciate that. Custom spot. Where do you meet up to ride on Mondays? We switch it up every Monday. It's somewhere different. Downtown LA. We're on the west side in West LA. Sometimes we're in East LA. Sometimes we go down to Long Beach, or we're here in the South Bay. Sometimes we'll meet up at the train station right there off of Marine and Redondo, right after the 405 by Tomboys. We'll meet up there. We meet up at Union Station in downtown LA. Yeah, we go all over the place. It's somewhere different every single time. We're kind of all around Southern California. But yeah, for the Monday rides, it changes all the time. Yesterday we was in downtown LA, so we're at Union Station, Avenue 26 Tacos. Like I said, we rode out towards East LA, Boyle Heights area, came back over the 6th Street Bridge, went down towards BMO Stadium to the LAFC Stadium, cruising around USC, back up through downtown LA because the Laker game was on. Went to the brewery. Shout out to Audiograph Brewing for making us our own beer. Picked up our beer, had a couple beers there, ate tacos, smashed down Little Tokyo, and then called it a day. Let me see. Sumerian, appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Just don't bring it 29. 29, I'm out there doing tricks, baby. I'm outside with it. What's crazy is a lot of the homies ride 24s, 26s. Some bring out 20 inches every now and then, but 29, 27 and a half, that's where it's at, man. Been seeing you on the golf course. Yeah, I messed my ribs up though, man. I was steady on the golf course. I haven't been out too much. I went to Top Golf a couple weeks ago. Hit the range last week. I'm slowly getting back into it, but I had jacked my ribs up, so it was messing up my swing. But hopefully it's getting a little bit better. I'll be back out there. But it's cold as shit in the morning. I get out there like at 5:30 in the morning. Out here in LA, man, 5:30 in the morning, sometimes like 50 degrees, 52. It's bone chilling cold out there. Let me see. I got a big ripper, fat heck. Hell yeah, man. You should check out follow First Saturdays. First Saturday LA. They do rides all over. The next one's gonna be in like Redlands, I think, in the Inland Empire. Happens the first Saturday of the month. Every month, the first Saturday of the month, there's a ride going down. It's pretty big. It's cool. Bring your big ripper out there, man. Check it out. Let me see. When do you start getting ready for winter sales? What is next after Christmas? The big sales targets. I don't I don't do any sales. I'm probably the worst at this part, but I never do like Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales, anything. Like I make my products available around this time, but I don't really put anything on sale. I kind of just do my own thing, you know what I mean? So after Christmas is done, things are still going to be on my online store. My store is still going to be the same. We have a small sales rack in the store, but that's just for like hoodies that we only have like one or two sizes left of. That was it. What do you think about the South Bay Gallery being sold? It's crazy, man, to think that the Carson Mall's still open, but the gallery is closed. Is or not closed, but just dead. Like ain't nobody up in there. I remember the Galleria used to be cracking, man. Like Galleria used to be the mall everybody wanted to be at. Long time ago, this is like 99, maybe. Yeah, it's probably like 99. There's like they had every sneaker store in there. I was in the shoes. Had every sneaker store in there. They had all the cool like clothes stores up against the wall was there. They had like Lids was there. That was like the only Lids around for like the longest time. Um, so like going from that to like nothing in there, pretty crazy. But Delamo's still there, and it is what it is. Not a question, but a fun story. What industry I'm in, was talking to my students about how I never trip on meeting celebrities, but when I met you, I got hit with the fanboy bug. Moral of the story: people who help you matter more than celebrities. For sure. To me, this is how, like, my wife knows I'm like this too. There's not too many celebrities that I'll meet where I'll be like, yo, kind of geeked up about, but I'm fortunate enough to be around a lot of celebrities. But one of the ones that like caught me up just like that, and it was like the craziest fanboy experience for me, was I met Ziggy Marley. And most of you guys know this, but I got Bob Marley tattooed on my arm, right? Everybody knows that. So I meet Ziggy Marley. He's there with his kids. We're in the same place together at the same exact time. I don't want to bother him with his kids, but I'm kind of like, oh, yo, that's Ziggy. That's crazy. I'm looking at him. My homie's taking pictures of me looking at him and stuff like that. I happen to go to the bar, and then as I'm going walking towards the bar, he's coming back from the restroom, and we're in this like in the suite of a LAFC game, and as we pass each other, that's like my one time. It's just me and him, no kids around, nothing like that. Where I'm like, yo, like dap him up, and I'm like, big fan. I feel I have to show you this, and I'm pretty sure he's seen a million tattoos of your dad before, but I feel I have to show you. So I show him my tattoo, and he's like, yo, that's dope, blah blah blah. We dap it up, and in the video that my homie got of me talking to him, I'm like slapping him on the back, touching his shoulder, like I'm hands on with this dude, like he's like my homie. and very embarrassing for myself, but still dope as hell because it was like that was the only time that I was like, yo, that's like Ziggy Marley. When else am I gonna have the chance to like meet this dude, slap hands with him, and get a chance to hang out with him? And I've met like some really dope people before. I have the dudes that ride in my bicycle crew, the LA Riders. There's celebrities in there. There's dope ass famous people that ride with us, and that's just a normal homie. But somebody like that, I'm like, yo, this is reggae royalty right here. So I need to. I'm never gonna have this chance again. That's in my head. That's how it was, man. So I appreciate you sharing the story, but I know what that's like. But there's other people that I'll walk right by, or I'll see. We'll be walking around Disneyland, and I'll see somebody like, yo, that's so and so, but I don't bother them, or I don't geek out over it or anything like that. But there are certain people where I'm like, yo, I need to I need to shake your hand and just say how dope you are. You know what I mean? Let me see. How often do you take breaks from the business and the 9 to 5? I travel a lot. I don't know if you know that. A lot of times I travel for business, travel with the family. Sometimes I take my family on business trips. So traveling is my getaway. When I'm here and I'm local, I'm moving and shaking all day long. That's just the way my brain works, though. My brain is wired that way to just always be on like get this money mode. You know what I mean? Where I'm thinking of different ideas and things. And that's why my notes app is filled with that kind of stuff where it's just like t-shirt ideas, marketing strategies. Like if you've seen my notes app, you would be like, what the hell is wrong with this dude's brain? But it's me trying to be as descriptive as possible in the notes app. So that way I could go back and reread it and then try to build off that idea. But at the same exact time, it's just ideas only in that notes app. So I rarely take breaks. I travel a lot. Me and my family are all over the place. But even when I'm traveling, I'm not turning it all the way off. I might turn my online store off if I don't have anybody fulfilling my orders in the store. I'll turn that off. Um, but yeah, outside of that, I'm still posting videos. I'm still creating content. I'm still making t-shirt designs. I travel with my iPad and an Apple Pencil, and I'm sketching stuff all the time. So I'm always kind of working, but not like in the shit working. If that makes sense. But shout out to Michael, man. Thanks for even stopping by. I know you made the trek down to the festival to come talk to me. I really appreciate that, man. But more so, I appreciate the conversations. Meeting dope people like you is what I do it for. Threaded Headwear is like another dope one. There's so many people that I meet that I get a chance to meet that I'm like, yo, like everybody has a dope story. And I love hearing it. That's why I'm very interested in doing the podcast thing, is just I want people to be able to share their stories, man. I think it's dope. If I could use my platform for anything, that's what I'd use it for, is so other people could share their story on my platform. It's good, Big Brando. Got my 6 series 5 years ago with the help of some of your advice. Appreciate you. Official K Stacks. Get that money. 6 series, one of the dopest presses out. That was like, I still have mine and I make a ton of money with that thing. Do you have a history in graffiti or art which helps with your designs? 100%. Used to do graffiti a long time ago. Used to paint. Um, was heavy into it, and I think that's why I like sticking up stickers, is because I still get that same little rush like I would if I was like catching a spot somewhere. So putting up stickers is something that I like doing. Let me see. Would you ever consider being executive for one of those big printing or fulfillment corporations? Not sure. There's no real fun in that. You know what I mean? For me, I like selling t-shirts. That's what I do. That's why I don't sell transfers. That's why I don't sell anything else. I like selling t-shirts. I like making stuff and I like selling it. That's what I like doing. I don't know if I would want to take a job where I'm the executive of a print company or something. That doesn't sound too fun to me. It might be, but as of right now, it doesn't sound that fun. Man, need that hoodie in blanks. This hoodie right here is from Smart Blanks. Check it out. Tell them I sent you. They don't know I exist, but tell them anyways. Been watching your content on YouTube for a minute, bro. Dirty Sings, appreciate that, man. Thanks for the continued support. Just like you never see Porsche having sales, Big Brando is the Porsche t-shirts. I don't know if I consider it that way. I think for me, it's just I price my stuff under already. So it's like basically it's always on sale. So Like my regular price is a lot of brands' sales price, if that makes any sense. Thanks for your advice, Brando. You helped a lot these 5 years. Trey, I think that was your name. Appreciate that. Thank you. Glad to see you back live. Haven't seen you on my FYP for a while. SG Apparel, I'm back on. I'm back on TikTok. I'm back on all social media platforms trying to get this thing going. Do you have a history in graffiti? I think I read that one. Yes, I do. Best way to run a print on demand, and how much would you keep in your account connected to your online store for? I don't do print on demand. I am the print on demand, so I control my own. When I say I control my own inventory, this is what I'm talking about. Is I stock blank T-shirts and I stock the transfers separately. So then that way, when orders come in, I pull the transfer, I pull the T-shirt, press it, ship it out. I don't keep nothing pre-pressed. Now you might see my videos and be like, "You're lying." I see you pull pre-pressed T-shirts off of the shelves. That's for my. I have a retail store. I have a store where I actually sell T-shirts in. So usually I'm pulling T-shirts off of there because I'm lazy and I don't want to press nothing. So if I already have it on the rack, I'll pull it and then I'll restock the shelf later. That's why you see that. But I usually, for the online stuff, I control my own inventory by stocking blank T-shirts and transfers. When you buy something from me, you're buying this color shirt in this size with this design. I pull those, press it, ship it out. Hopefully that makes sense. Some sense. Do you do any screen printing? I started screen printing. That's how I got into this business in the 90s. I don't do any screen printing anymore. I love the process. I love the craft of screen printing. Too messy. I don't have the space for it. So that's why I don't do it no more. If you had to start all over again with $500, how would you spend it? I'd buy a heat press, I'd buy blank T-shirts, and I'd buy some DTF transfers, and I'd start right now. Boom, boom, boom. As I sell one T-shirt, I'll take that money and re-up with two more of that same exact size and color and build my inventory that way. I do it shirt by shirt all the way through. How much do you sell blanks for? I don't sell blanks at all. Stringless hoodies, fire. Hell yeah. I rock with the stringless hoodies. To me, it's a cool look. I rarely use the strings for anything, but what I mainly like is I don't like when strings are covering up the design, especially when you're taking pictures of it. Not cool. I want to build, start a brand, but why are all the good names taken? Any advice? Don't even worry about names. Who cares about a brand name? Your name could be Dirty Sings t-shirts. It doesn't matter. Nobody's buying your t-shirts for your name right now. People are buying your t-shirts for the design on the outside. Focus on making dope designs that relate to people now, and then worry about the name later. You'll start to create your own buzz around the t-shirts that you're making where the name won't even matter. Nobody's going on Google right now looking up Dirty Sings t-shirts. Nobody is. Everybody's going to be looking at what you're printing on the outside. Don't worry about printing your brand name or logos on a t-shirt right now. Worry about making relatable designs to the end user. So that way you can see profit right away and you'll be able to bang out orders left and right. Nobody, for every brand name that's out there now, like the big names, they had years and years of building up loyal clientele. They had years. By the time you caught on to what they were doing, they already had years of just in the dumps trying to build the brand up. By the time you see it, you're noticing the logo, you understand what the brand name means. So you're in the starting phase. Don't even worry about the brand name or the logo. Build up your clientele by the designs that you put on the t-shirts, and you'll have a way better chance at seeing success. Most people start out like this, and I talked about this earlier. They sit down and like, let me get a cool brand name. Let me do a dope ass logo. My brand needs a dope mascot. They're thinking of all these different things, but they're not thinking about the customer. Think about the customer first. Who do you want to sell to? Who's your target audience? Now you create stuff for that target audience and then you shove it down their throats. All you got to do is just promote your designs to that target audience. They're going to relate to those designs and be interested in your designs because you did your research and you found out what they're interested in and you made stuff that they'd be interested in. That's how you build it up. Print your own transfers? No. I want to grab one so bad. Dang, they're expensive. I don't print my own transfers. Supercolor prints all my transfers. How much are your blanks? I don't sell blanks. I don't do teas anymore, but I was pretty good at it. Everything I learned from this guy. Appreciate that, Corey Royal. Live in Orange County. Do you know where to get shirts at bulk price around OC? Smart Blanks is in Orange County. Look up Smart Blanks. They're in Santa Ana, Anaheim. They're off the 91 freeway. He was straight up my YouTube mentor. Hell yeah. Thanks for the continued support, man. Customer always buys from people, not from just customers always buy from people, not from just designs. Not 100% sure what that means. If you can elaborate, I don't know what that means. Um, let me see. How often do you? Oh, I think I read that one. In Missouri, it's in the 20s and 30s. Damn, that's cold as hell. What site would you recommend to sell my shirt designs, or what would you if I just have 3 designs in limited quantity? Thanks. Shopify, man. Shopify is what I use. It helps with shipping. It helps with everything. Um, that's it. Didn't matter if you had one design. If you ever went on if you went on my YouTube channel and you looked at the playlist "Printing Money," that playlist talks about how I sold one T-shirt design and made thousands of dollars by just launching one T-shirt design in one colorway. How I marketed it, how I got the sales, everything is on there, talked about on there, so you could see it all the way through. But that was just with one T-shirt design, one colorway. Sold them online, sold them in person, made a gang of money doing it. So it doesn't matter if you have 3 designs, 10 designs, one design. Get an online store platform, start pushing your stuff out. Wait till some guy shows you his big Brando tattoo. That'll be crazy, man. I'm in the same age group. South Bay was the shit 20 years ago or 25. Hell yeah. Met Ziggy too a couple times. My ex's cousin was his bass player, Pablo. Hell yeah, that's dope as hell. Do you charge taxes when you're out vending? Yeah, if I'm taking credit card transactions, I charge tax. But if I'm with cash, I just do straight up. I know I asked this before, but just to confirm, when you like a design, you invest in 100 plus wearables rather than doing the DTF gang sheet. Hell yeah. So if I tested it out and it works, I just order 100 plus wearable transfers, bang them out. In the same boat. Can't seem to find a name so I can have dope neck labels. Fuck the dope neck labels. Nobody's buying your t-shirt for the neck label. Everybody's buying your t-shirt for this print on the outside. That's what they're buying it for. Also, do you have spirit animal, something that represents you as a man, as a dad? I ask because I might knock out a design for you for fun. I don't necessarily have a spirit animal. Never really thought about it, but now I'm going to think about it for sure. Thanks for the info. You the best. Appreciate that. Sarah Brox, I think that's your name. Hell yeah. Heading to YouTube right now. Appreciate you. Yeah. Check out the playlist, man. That's what they're there for. Starting from scratch is basically how I started a brand called Leftovers. Everything from coming up with the name to how I funded the brand to how I marketed the brand, the designs I put out, all the way up into selling the brand off. The other playlist is called Back to Basics. That's for anybody wanting to get started in this business that needs a little bit of guidance. I break everything down from the equipment to planning and structuring your business to marketing strategies to print methods to blank t-shirts and transfers to graphic design. All of that is broken down in video form for you. That's the playlist Back to Basics. I have another playlist on there called Make Your Brand Legit, and it basically tells you the cheapest and easiest way for you to register your business as a legitimate business and get your wholesale license. Everybody always wants to know, how do you get your wholesale license? That's what that playlist breaks down. It's 3 videos, goes through telling you how to register your business, how to get your EIN, your tax ID number, and how to apply for your wholesale license, so that way you can actually purchase things wholesale and you'll have a better understanding on how all that works. The other playlist on there is called Print Money. where it just talks about basically how I took one t-shirt design, what I did to promote it, sell it, all that good stuff. Smart Blinks. Do you need a resale license for them? Yes, you do. You need a wholesale license, or resale permit to order from them. Pray for the churro. Hell yeah, I'm bringing the churro stuff back actually too, man. So churro squad t-shirts coming back. All that stuff is coming back too. I've been putting off setting on my Shopify. Get that money, man. Set it up. What's the best price for a t-shirt front print? That part, I don't know. It all depends. Small, big, it all depends on like it's hard to say like what's the best price for this because there's so many factors that go into it. How long does it take you to print it? What print method are you using? What blank t-shirt are you using? All of that is in there. Man, you put me on so much game. When I got started 6 years ago in this garment decorating industry, Mike Zig, get that money, homie. That's what I'm talking about. What's the price of a resale license? Here in Los Angeles, it's free. You don't pay for nothing. Gotta head out, big homie. See you around. Peace. Catch you on my 29, boy. Let me see. Do you use the Shopify in person while out vending when you take cash payments? Doesn't it add tax on there still? Now you could put don't take a like you could put on your POS app, don't charge tax. Not sure why, but you're in my feed. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for watching. You're awesome, man. Thanks for everything. Keep helping folks. You inspire others. Do the same. Appreciate that, man. Thanks, Mike. Let me see. What hoodie blank are you using for the hoodie you're wearing right now? This is a smart blank hoodie. This is I'm just testing it out, seeing if I like it or not. But this is from Smart Blank. It would be dope if Smart Blank actually paid me for this shit. The amount of times I said their name on this live stream. But yeah, that's what it is. This is a Smart Blank hoodie. I should have put that in the title so people knew. Uh, Let me see. I'm in Arizona. Oh damn, I don't know nothing about Arizona. I'm in Los Angeles. Do you do color knockouts and halftones? Yes, I do. I do that on almost every design. See this right here? Knocked out the color on here. I do halftoning. I do it on almost every design. To me, I'll do it all the time because I like designs to breathe instead of just having solid ink all over. So um, to me, that's what I like. And I'm also cheap. I came from the screen printer, so a lot of the screen printers utilize knockouts because knockouts are a way of giving designs that two color look when it's not really a two color look, right? Like this is a single color design, but it gives the illusion of a two color design. So long time ago when I used to be a screen printer, I didn't want to have to burn multiple screens or pay for multiple screens. So I would do a lot of knockouts with single colors. Even I would do a lot of halftones in screen printing too. So then that way I didn't have to pay for different spot colors. I could just do like grays and have one halftone screen kind of knock those out for me. So it's just being a cheapskate at that point. You know what I mean? But it helps. You know what I mean? Brando is the truth. Savage Breed. What's happening, bro? Probably one of the craziest Instagram profiles I used to watch. Savage Breed used to repost all the crazy shit going down. Uh, got a Smart Blank black zip hoodie. Quality was okay, not great. For $10 more, the Shockaware ones were way, way better, but it's about the money and your customers. 100%. So for me, like the Shockaware hoodies, like the heavyweight ones, that's how I like the hoodies to fit. Tight elastics around the waist, around the sleeve, heavyweight, and big. Like I hate fitted hoodies. I hate I loved Pro Club hoodies, but I hated all the extra branding they put on there. Shockwear the same. I love Shockwear hoodies, but now they put a ton of branding on there where it makes it like unwear. Like I would hate to sit there with a seam ripper and try to take off all that. But then when they started like branding the ropes on the hoodies and stuff, it's just too much for me. But I love um that heavyweight feel on a hoodie. That's the way I like to wear my hoodies. Is there a particular hoodie brand that makes not so small hoods? Like this part, um, AS Color has a dope one. The AS Color Relax hoodie has a good one. The AS Color Made hoodie has a really dope hood. Independent Main Street, I think it's called Independent Trading. The model of the hoodie is called Main Street. Avenue's kind of cool too, but the Main Street has a dope hood. Um, that's something that I like too. Is decent size hood, but that's where I would go with AS Color Relax, AS Color Made, Independent Trading, Main Street, and Avenue. Those are dope hoodies. I'm not good at physically creating my ideas. Is it bad if I use AI? You use whatever you have to use, you know what I mean, to get your ideas out. Don't worry about nobody else, you know what I mean? Nobody else is going to pay your bills. So you do whatever you need to do to get to the money, you know what I mean? Best way to make a website outside of Shopify? I have no idea. Shopify makes it so damn easy to have a website, have an online store platform, track orders, process credit cards, purchase shipping labels, everything done through that dashboard makes it easy. Mainly or mostly for baseline. If you're talking about using AI for, don't, who cares? You do whatever you have to do. Don't worry about what anybody else says because nobody else has any business within your business. You do what you need to do to get the designs done. If you're using AI, you use AI. You know what I mean? Don't worry about what the next person thinks. That's some crazy shit. Like at that point, you might as well be working for the next person that's going to criticize you for doing anything. You know what I mean? Do whatever you feel is best for your business. Thanks for the live session and answers and feedback. See you next week. Appreciate that, Jason's Pizza. Let me see. Do you feel it's worth it to offer embroidered designs on hoodies? Yeah, no. I think it's cool, but at the same exact time, people still buy shit that's printed on it. So I don't really see a big difference in it. Thanks for all the tips you provided. Not a problem, Mr. Hostile. I do photography and I've been creating shirts with my photos using halftones. They come out fire. It's the best way of doing it, man. You're creating all of the art. I say you go for it. Run with that shit. I use a lot of my homies. Shout out to super photographer Brandon Oshiro. If you haven't seen him, if you went onto YouTube, onto Instagram and looked up It's What It Is, dope ass surf photographer. I use his images on t-shirts and hoodies all the time. Do you use Gildan brand? I don't use Gildan anything. When Gildan bought All Style, I was using the All Style stuff for a while, and then they kind of messed it up when they rebranded under American Apparel. Then I stopped using them. So I don't use any Gildan hoodies or T-shirts or anything. Not for nothing. I just don't like the feel. My customers don't like the fit and feel of them, so I don't use them. I kind of just use what my customers like, what they're interested in, and what they're comfortable wearing. That's usually what I go with. I generated some AI images to print on shirts. What's a good program to remove the background? I would just ask the AI to remove the background for you. If they're already creating it for you, just be like, yo, give it to me with a transparent background. Let them remove it for you. You know what I mean? I think that would be the best way of doing it. Like, tell the AI exactly what you want, and they should be able to do it, right? Like, yo, give it to me with a transparent background, PNG format or something like that. I don't know. I don't know too much about AI, so I can't say like, yeah, like does AI not knock out backgrounds? Let me see. Yeah, appreciate everybody for jumping on, man. If you guys got any more questions, let me know. If not, I'm gonna jump off. AI still kind of finicky. I've been playing around with it. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, so I can't say like, yeah, do this or whatever. I'm not artistic when it comes to design, so I've been dabbling with Canva. Adobe is a challenge. Adobe, you got to learn how to use it. Canva, kind of like, I get what you're saying. But for me, if I were to learn a program, I'd learn Adobe only because it's an industry standard. And if you had to send somebody like a Photoshop file or Illustrator file, chances are that print shop has that program to open up that file. If you had to, you send some other proprietary type of file, they might not be able to open it. But the way to learn how to use it is just utilizing YouTube. You know what I mean? What percentage of your buyers would you say are repeat customers? Majority of my store, like my retail store, repeat customers. The repeat customers are the ones going back and telling people where they bought the stuff from, and they're sending new customers and then turning those people into repeat customers. As far as online sales, I'm at about like 65% repeat customers, 35% new customers, um, which is cool, but a lot of it has to do with customer service, customer experience, and stuff like that. That's mainly what it is. Like when people come to the store, they get a full rundown on what the store is, how I do production in the back. Everything's created by myself. Um, I create the designs. I press all the shirts myself. I embroider every single hat. I do all my own marketing. I do everything on my own. So when people hear that in the store, they are part of the store now. They understand what's going on. It's not like me outsourcing stuff or me just reselling stuff that I find on overseas or something like that. They understand that I'm the one that's picking the colors, testing stuff out like this. They understand that I'm the one creating the designs, why I created the designs. I'll tell the background of each design to the people in the store. That type of experience is, to me, how I build the loyalty with the customer base for the retail store, is because now they're supporting myself, the store, and what goes into creating the garments. And I think that's like one of the best parts about having a retail store, is being able to talk to the customer face to face that way. As far as online sales, I do that same exact thing, but through social media, where you guys see me printing the stuff, creating the stuff, shipping the stuff out. They know that they're getting a chance to see how everything is handled and the care that goes into it and the quality that goes into it. So that kind of stuff breeds repeat customers all the time. Like if a customer had a bad experience with one of my t-shirts, or the print fell off, or they didn't like the blank or the hoodie, then they're not going to shop with me ever again. But seeing that, 65% of my customers online are repeat customers that are coming back to shop with me, says something about the quality of my work and the blanks I choose to use. They like the print, the transfer, all that stuff is something that is up to their quality standards to keep shopping with me, right? So that's how it works for myself. Let me see. Somebody said use remove background online and it's free. Fat heck. Shout out to you for letting them know. So whoever was asking about removing a background, there's something called remove background online and it's free. Thanks again for the time and info you lace us up with. Yeah, man. And I would say start knocking out them VW shirts, man. If nobody's putting them out right now, go for it. Let me see. Appreciate you, Victoria Gardner. Thanks for watching. Man, I would love to get in a half tones. What's the best way to learn how to do it with Illustrator? With Illustrator, I'm not 100% sure, but if you were to go to that t-shirt dude, that underscore t-shirt underscore dude, he has the best tutorials on how to learn how to half tone. In less than a minute, you'll learn how to do it. He's on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Look up that t-shirt dude, and he has millions of videos on how to half tone, and he'll break it down step by step on what you need to do. That's how I learned how to half tone. That's the biggest thing we run into when people order stickers. They don't understand that a screenshot is not a proper format for printing. Yeah, I know my target audience, but how can I market to them because my products could be considered marijuana related? Well, if you're marketing your products to marijuana users, 420 friendly people, you should be in that space and you should be engaging with them all day long. That's like, you should 100% be in that space, talking to them, asking questions, answering questions, and just be on their pages, constantly engaging with them. Like I go on like Instagram right now and look up 420, see a million different posts, and then start talking to people. Let me see. That t-shirt dude is where you want to learn how to halftone. I know you say do what's best for you. Just wanted to hear what you would recommend. What shirt brand would you recommend for a t-shirt brand? It's not doing what's best for you. It's doing like you need to figure out what your customers wear. Just because I say, yo, AS Color is the dopest like blank company out there. If AS Color doesn't offer what your customers like to wear, you're gonna buy AS Color blanks based on my recommendation, and then your customers be like, "Yo, this blank shirt sucks. I like heavyweight shirts or I like fitted shirts." You need to figure out what your customers wear, and that's what you offer. So first thing I would do is if I were looking for what blank t-shirts my customers wear, who do I want to sell to? When I find out who I want to sell to, I look at their page and then I would look like CEO of DPMO. I think that's a picture of you on there wearing a t-shirt. I'd look at that and see how that shirt fits you. And if that shirt's fitting you loose, if that shirt's fitting you baggy, if it's fitting you oversized, I know that's what you're into. So that's what I would offer you. Now, if I started selling you fitted t-shirts, you'd be like, yo, what the hell is this? I ordered extra large and the fit shit feels like a medium. I'm offering a t-shirt that you're not interested in and you're never going to shop with me. You need to offer the t-shirts that your customers are used to wearing already. Everybody has a certain fit that they like. Most people like the oversized look is in. So if your customers are into that oversized thing, you need to offer oversized t-shirts. If your customers are into the workout space and they like their shirts fitted, hugging the sleeves, showing off the muscles, you need to offer those types of t-shirts. It's not about what I say. It's about what your customers wear because your customers are the ones that's going to be shopping with you and buying your stuff. So, like when it comes to like looking for blank t-shirts, start there. Start with what do your customers like to wear? What type of shirt are they wearing? How does it fit their body? What do they like? Like you'll see, like if they're wearing Supreme or if they're wearing Undefeated, you'll know that they're into that type of streetwear. So you offer something similar to that. You're not going to offer them some skin tight t-shirt if they're used to wearing Supreme and Undefeated. If the customer's into wearing like those workout type shirts, you're not going to offer them the baggy shirts, you know what I mean? So that to me is how like when it comes to buying blank t-shirts, it's not necessarily about what anybody likes, but your customers. You want your customer to be like, oh shit, like, yeah, that shirt right there is going to fit me. I know I'm an extra large in that style shirt. That's what I want to buy. If you offer them something totally different that they're not used to wearing because you heard somebody on YouTube say this is a dope t-shirt, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The person on YouTube saying this is a dope t-shirt has a certain audience they're selling to. You have a certain audience you're trying to sell to. So I figured out who, like, what my customers like wearing. They like the generic fitting stuff. So I'll offer stuff like AS Color Block. I'll offer Shockaware Active. Offer All Style 1701s because of that fit is what they like to wear. But then when it comes to like my customers that like the oversized fit, now I'm going to offer AS Color heavy faded shirts, or I'm going to offer, I think Smart Blink has a heavy shirt. Um, who's the other one that has a dope ass one? I think Shockaware has a oversized one too. But that's how it works is you need to just figure out what they wear. What like just look at their Instagram page. They're gonna show what they're wearing. You go based off of that. Let me see. Facts. So true. Yeah, not a problem, man. Shout out for the hat and mustache too. LA apparel be expensive though. Yeah, LA apparel is pretty expensive. But at the same exact time, if your customer's into this shit, you price it accordingly. Your customer pays for the t-shirt, what it costs you to make, all that good stuff. What do you think about not charging the same price for XL and up? I charge the same. I upcharge 2X and 3X because that's what the blank company charges me. So I make sure the customer sees that cost too. I don't know if Helen or Mike own the art because they just sold the t-shirts. Chances are it came from like another print house or from another brand. And Helen passed away. Mike, I don't know where he's at nowadays. Um, you would just have to find who made those shirts and then go from there. Talking about the VW shirts, I believe. All right, man. I appreciate everybody for jumping on. We did like an hour 45. If you guys wanted to rewatch this at any time, you can go to YouTube, check it out. It'll be posted right after this. But thank you all for jumping on, rocking with me this Tuesday. But we do this every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank y'all, man. Peace.